Hey, it's Ash. I'm the vegan neuropsychologist, and I've got, yes, another video about vegan drama and vegan negativity. But I just want to share some thoughts about the whole situation. It's the first week of 2017. We're 1 week into 2017. I feel like we're at a crossroads because on one hand, veganism is rising in popularity. We've got more Google searches than ever. We've got more people who are aware of what veganism is, more people who are incorporating vegan and plant-based recipes into their life, even if they're not actually 100% vegan themselves, which is all fantastic stuff. But then on the other hand, we've got all of this negativity and toxicity and drama in the vegan community. And I'm not just talking about spreading awareness and creating content that educates and informs. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual abject hostility, like when vegans are telling other vegans to go kill themselves, or that they should stop sharing their information, or that they're horrible people, or that they're fake, or that they're, whatever. So I feel like we're at a crossroads. We have the golden opportunity now as vegans, as a collective vegan voice, as a vegan community. We have the opportunity to decide what direction are we going to go? In what direction are we going to steer this vegan ship? So I've got a few thoughts on this coming from my perspective as a neuropsychologist, and by no means am I saying that my opinions are correct. It is simply me sharing some thoughts, and I'd love to know what you think of them. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing I want to say, which is so important, is that as vegans, we have to keep speaking up. We don't have to fight. We can keep speaking up. Simply our mere existence is a threat to most people. Because most people think that veganism is unhealthy. They think that vegans are crazy. They think that vegans are emaciated. They think we're stupid. They think that we're just a bunch of hippies who don't have a job, who just walk around in no shoes all day, playing a guitar with dreadlocks. We're at one with nature. We live in a tree, whatever other ridiculous stereotypes you want to attribute to vegans. And by simply being who we are, which is healthy, which is thriving, intelligent, and by the way, we have such an intelligent community. By being who we are, we're an affront to all of their preconceived ideas. Whenever it comes up that I'm vegan, often the very first thing that people will say is, oh yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, I don't eat much meat. It's almost like simply by mentioning we're vegan, others go on the defensive. Not always. It often happens though. So when others are on the defensive, our actions could be perceived in one of two ways. Either it will be perceived as further attacks, in which case the defensive shields will just keep going up, or it will be perceived as an attempt to educate and to be kind in doing so. In my experience, the second option tends to be better, not just in the interaction that I have, but even just for my own mental health, my own sanity. Because this kind of leads me into point number 2, which is that there are some people that we just cannot reach right now. There are some people who are so closed off, they are so defensive, they feel so threatened by veganism, perhaps they're so clouded with their own guilt, perhaps they're so clouded with their own judgment of themselves that they can't even hear the vegan message just now. I read a statistic quite a number of years ago, which was that a person needs to hear the vegan message 50 times before they even consider going vegan. Now, whether this number is true, I don't know. Is it 50? Is it 30? Is it 100? Who knows? It's probably different for different people. But the point is that veganism will often not land the first time. If you've never heard of veganism before and someone suggests this to you, what are the chances that you're going to take it on straight away? Pretty unlikely, because veganism goes against many of the beliefs that most of us had right from an early age. And when we're speaking with someone, we don't know, is that the first time that person's hearing about veganism, or is it the 10th, or is it the 49th, or is it that magic 50th where they finally will say, yes, you know what, I really need to think about this. We don't know. And the point that I'm trying to make here is that perhaps we need to be okay with not being able to convert everybody or convince everybody in every interaction that we have. I see a lot of conversations going on, especially online. Really easy to do this on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. I see a lot of conversations between vegans and non-vegans, vegans and pre-vegans. Conversations where the non-vegans will say something like, but God meant for us to eat animals, but bacon tastes good, but we have these canines, which means that we're meant to eat meat, just all these other bullshit excuses. And you got the vegans who are explaining, they're using logic, they're using statistics, they're trying to appeal to the person's sense of compassion, to their sense of morality, and it's just not landing. And the conversation, it just disintegrates, doesn't it? It just gets worse and worse, and before long, it's just hurling insults at one another. The vegan is calling the meat eater horrible names and vice versa. And I find that those are the situations where we're just wasting our breath. We're wasting our time, we're wasting our effort and our energy trying to convince someone who's not interested in hearing it. When it comes to having conversations with people, we can tell early on, is someone really wanting to hear what we have to say, or are they just interested in arguing? Are they just interested in fighting with us? Are they just interested in defending their actions to preserve the status quo? You can tell pretty early on. And whenever I'm in that situation, if I know someone's just looking for a fight, I don't even engage, because it is not worth my own sanity. It's not worth my own sense of well-being, because I get angry, I get frustrated when my words are falling on deaf ears. So we need to be okay with not being able to get through to everyone right now. And that's cool. There are some people who I will try and convince to go vegan and it won't land, but maybe you'll have better luck, which is awesome. And the final thing that I want to say is that I think as vegans, we really need to stop giving other people unnecessary ammunition, unnecessary reason to criticize the vegan lifestyle. Because there's already plenty of reasons to criticize the vegan lifestyle. You know, I remember very early on when I became vegan, I got a paper cut. And someone actually said to me, it's because you're vegan. Because if you ate meat, your skin would be thicker. Some people will look for any reason, any excuse to criticize veganism so that they don't have to change. We get sick. Oh, your immune system must be shot. It's because you're vegan. We get a paper cut. It's because you're vegan. We twist our ankle. It's because you're vegan. Maybe we have like a brain fart moment. We forget where we put our keys. Oh, your memory's bad. Must be because you're vegan. There are so many ridiculous reasons that people will search for as an excuse to not go vegan, and I feel like we don't need to add fuel to the fire. We don't need to give more reasons for people to not want to be vegan. And I'm specifically talking about the really mean, hateful, nasty, malicious comments that vegans often make. I still think we need to speak up, and I still think we need to share our opinion, and we need to share the facts as well. But we can do it in a respectful way, and I've said this in previous videos. Let's not give people more reason to hate vegans. We're hated enough already. We're hated enough even by people within our own community. We don't need to give people ammunition. Because when we're mean and nasty, all we're essentially doing for a lot of meat eaters is to say, here, take another reason for you not to consider veganism. Because meat eaters will say things like, well, if veganism makes you so nasty and hateful, I don't want to be vegan. If veganism makes you speak to others like that, if it makes you so intolerant, if it makes you this and that, I don't want to be vegan. Like I said in my previous video about why vegans are so mean, one of the best things that we perhaps can do for the vegan movement as vegans is to look at ourselves, and it's to focus on within. It is to focus on personal development, self-development, is to improve our confidence, it's to improve our communication skills. Because essentially, if you want to convince people to go vegan, it all comes down to making the change up here. So people can change their diet, they can change what's in their cupboards, they can change what's in their fridge, but actually becoming a vegan, it involves changing up here. And without changing up here, there is never going to be any permanent change. I probably need to do more videos on this because I don't want this one to get too long. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear. Can you add to this list, by the way, if there's anything that I've missed out on? What are some things that as vegans we can do to steer this vegan community in a really positive direction and do the best that we can for the animals and the planet and the people, of course? I'd love to know. Now, if you like hearing my ramblings about veganism and mental health and personal development, amongst other things, then please hit the subscribe button and throw me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to do so, and I will see you in the next video.